Ric Flair brutally attacks Triple H. Big E's new career path following career-threatening neck injury. Backstage update on when the 2022 WWE Draft is expected to take place. Cody Rhodes on building AEW and being outcasted. WWE veteran slams WWE for rehiring Johnny Gargano. WWE better without Bray Wyatt. Let's jump right into our first story. Big E's new career path following career-threatening neck injury. Big E has plenty of ventures outside of WWE to keep him busy following his neck injury. The New Day member hasn't been seen on WWE programming since March. The former WWE champion took a poorly executed suplex from Ridge Holland on SmackDown and was dropped on the top of his head, damaging his neck in the process. Big E was the latest guest on Out of Character with Ryan Satin to discuss a wide variety of subjects. When asked what he's been up to since his neck injury, he spoke about how much he's loved doing voiceover work as of late. "I love doing VO. I've really enjoyed doing VO and have some cool things coming that I can't really divulge yet, but hopefully the next few months. I love doing voice work. I still want to do more of that. I realized I started wrestling because I love the athletic side of it, and I felt like I had more to offer athletically. As I got older and started progressing and as New Day started to take off, I realized that I love performing. I love entertaining. I love making people laugh. I love breathing life into character. That stuff I really enjoy." Throughout his time in WWE, Big E has displayed incredible physical charisma, solid mic work, and great comedy chops. As energetic and boisterous as he is, it's no surprise to see that the big man is drawn to acting. But it's not just voiceover work that he's been enjoying. The former WWE champion has also done some acting for a show on Nickelodeon titled Side Hustle. "I'd love to do more voice work. I also got to do a show called Side Hustle on Nickelodeon. It came out earlier this year. I really wanted to treat it as, you kind of thought about acting to a degree. That was a dry run. Do you enjoy the process? Do you actually enjoy the act and the process of acting?" "I did. I had such a great time and I felt like I wasn't horrible at it. I don't know if I'm going to win any Oscars anytime soon. I had fun with that, so I'd be open to doing more of that," said Big E, whether the New Day member can step into the ring again or not. It's great to see that he has other things in the pipeline if the worst-case scenario regarding his neck is realized next year. What do you make of these comments? Would you like to see him have a career in Hollywood if he's unable to wrestle again due to his neck? Let us know your thoughts by sounding off in the comments section below. Backstage update on when the 2022 WWE Draft is expected to take place. For those expecting the WWE Draft to take place after the Clash at the Castle Premium Live event, think again. As new reports claim, the official timing of the draft is much more up in the air than originally believed. Reports from several weeks ago stated that the company was planning to hold their next draft shortly after next month's event in Cardiff, Wales, with a number of Raw and SmackDown superstars reportedly scheduled to appear on the opposite brand following the show. According to the latest Fightful Select report, the potential for an impending draft has moved from a slam dunk to a half-court shot with your eyes closed. Sources told the outlet that the Raw talent, who were previously booked for the SmackDown episode following Clash at the Castle, were unbooked for the show. More so, if there was to be a draft, a number of crossover talent would not participate. Furthermore, the report notes that representatives from USA Network have told superstars that a draft is more likely to take place following next year's WrestleMania event in Hollywood, California. The report concluded by noting that no talent has been made aware of a draft taking place in the coming weeks. As drafts have historically done in the past, last year's WWE Draft caused a significant shakeup for the company's landscape, with several big names being cemented as vital fixtures to each brand. These moves included Universal Champion Roman Reigns being drafted to SmackDown, the Raw Women's Champion and SmackDown Women's Champion switching brands, and the breakup of one of the company's most beloved trios, the New Day. Other big changes included Theory being drafted to the main roster for Monday Night Raw, Drew McIntyre heading to SmackDown, and Gable Stevenson, who has still yet to officially compete in the promotion, being drafted to the Red brand as well. What do you think will happen at the next draft? Which brand will win and which will lose? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section below. Cody Rhodes on building AEW and being outcasted. WWE superstar Cody Rhodes recently took to Twitter to make a bold statement regarding his role in building AEW. For the uninitiated, Cody Rhodes was one of the co-founders of AEW. The American Nightmare helped start a new wrestling promotion along with the Young Bucks, Kenny Omega, Chris Jericho, and Tony Khan. He also served as the company's executive vice president. However, he left the promotion earlier this year to return to WWE. A fan pointed out on Twitter that people underestimate Rhodes' importance in starting AEW. People severely underestimate the importance of Cody Rhodes to getting at AEW started. The former TNT champion was quick to respond to the fan. He stated that the facts are all out there. He also noted that Tony Khan, the Young Bucks, and Chris Jericho, among others, are all pioneers and that he cherishes the beautiful memory. At Joe Gilbertone 992 facts are all out there to see. Without Brandy or I, it wouldn't exist. Look no further than some of the infrastructure in place or even half the names of the events. Tony, Bucks, Kenny, Jericho, Dana, Hang. Pioneers, I've moved on to the next stage for me, but beautiful memories. The American Nightmare enjoyed a successful stint at All Elite Wrestling and was involved in some incredible storylines, even winning the TNT title thrice. Fans on Twitter were quick to hit the reply button and send in their replies. Many fans responded positively to the American Nightmare's statement. Some fans even indicated that they would love to see Cody Rhodes win the Universal Championship. After serving as the Executive Vice President of AEW, Cody Rhodes made a triumphant return to WWE at WrestleMania 38 to defeat Seth Rollins. This led him to embark on a storyline feud with Rollins, resulting in both of them putting on 3 stellar matches, with the third coming at Hell in a Cell. Rhodes would go up 3-0 against the Visionary in the brutal encounter. Post the match, the storyline continued between the two rivals as Rollins attacked the American Nightmare on the following episode of Raw. However, it was reported that Rhodes had to undergo surgery to repair a torn pectoral tendon and would be out of action, thereby bringing their feud to a halt. Do you agree with Rhodes' bold statement? Let us know in the comments section below. WWE veteran slams WWE for rehiring Johnny Gargano. Former WWE head writer Vince Russo wasn't a fan of Triple H's latest Raw episode and criticized the new head of creative for insisting on replicating the NXT product on the WWE main roster. Monday Night Raw witnessed the surprising return of Johnny Gargano, who made his first wrestling appearance since choosing to let his WWE NXT contract expire in December 2021. Theory confronted the returning superstar, and Vince Russo felt that the angle lacked the star power to draw the attention of casual fans. Russo noted that, unlike NXT, there is a lot at stake financially regarding Raw and SmackDown, and the company can't afford to take risks with the talent they push. The wrestling veteran explained that the company's shows were being written for the attending fans and not for the viewers at home. Russo made another big claim on Sportskeeda's Legion of Raw: if nobody cares about numbers anymore, if eyeballs and customers don't mean anything anymore, then, bro, you're doing a banger of a job, because the marks that attend this show are going to love the show. Me personally, you couldn't pay me to go see the people on this show. Johnny Gargano. Are you kidding me? Bro, I'm sitting here, primetime Monday night, and I'm looking at Johnny Gargano and Austin Theory in the ring, and I'm like, why would I watch this? Russo believes wrestling promotions are failing to target the casual audience and is pointlessly focused on pleasing the hardcore fanbase. The outspoken personality called out all the prominent wrestling executives and accused them of damaging the viewership pattern in the business with their mediocre creative choices. Russo added, "Give me one thing that would intrigue a casual fan about either one of these guys. That the guy changes diapers. Bro, it's a joke. It's an absolute joke. Literally, between AEW and WWE, Vince McMahon, Triple H, and Tony Khan, they have literally destroyed the wrestling audience. Literally, bro. And here's the problem, they continue to do it." Do you agree with Vince Russo regarding his views on Triple H's vision for Raw? Sound off in the comments section below. Ric Flair brutally attacks Triple H. Two-time WWE Hall of Famer Ric Flair has opened up about his falling out with his longtime friend Triple H. The Nature Boy had a dispute with WWE over the man trademark after the company applied for a trademark for the phrase in 2019. The moniker was given to Becky Lynch after she turned heel on the main roster. The 16-time world champion believed it was his intellectual property and wasn't willing to let it go without getting paid for it. Speaking on his To Be the Man podcast, Ric Flair discussed the status of his relationship with Triple H and whether they're still tight and thick as thieves. Well, I don't think we're thick as thieves, but I can tell you this. We had a big falling out over the trademark, the man issue, a big falling out. But I'd be very surprised if I wasn't in the top 5 people who reached out to Stephanie McMahon when he got sick. Certainly, as soon as I became aware of it, I called her and I called him, said Flair. He continued, Triple H is the first person I called when Reed died. So, for whatever people want to make about our relationship or not, I feel like everybody has ups and downs. You have arguments, you have disagreements. But I can guarantee you this, I will be at his funeral, and I'll guarantee you this, he will be at mine. Everybody else can say what they want to say, make of it what they want to make of it, Flair added. Becky Lynch began referring to herself as the man following her heel turn in 2018. She went from being a mid-carder to being one of the biggest stars. In early 2020, the man took a break from WWE after falling pregnant with her first child. That same year, it was reported that Ric Flair handed over ownership of the man trademark to the company. The report notes that the transfer took place on May 19, 2020, although it was never confirmed by WWE. When Becky Lynch returned last year, she ceased calling herself the man and instead became known as Big Time Bex. However, after this year's SummerSlam, she teased the return of the man, which means we could see portraying the popular character once again when she makes a comeback. Would you like to see the return of the man? Sound off in the comments below. WWE better without Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt's possible return does not seem to be on the wrestling wish list of former WWE manager Dutch Mantel. Since Triple H became the head of WWE's creative team, many reports have been circulating surrounding Wyatt's potential comeback. Despite the excitement among fans regarding the former Universal Champion's WWE return, Dutch Mantel stated on Storytime with Dutch Mantel that Wyatt's comeback does not interest him. Bray Wyatt just doesn't interest me as the Fiend or as Bray Wyatt. He did nothing that made me want to boo him, nothing. He just went out there and put his hold on and beat them. So what is to dislike about that? I don't know why that's so hard to understand. The Eater of Worlds was surprisingly released from his contract in 2021. During his time in the company, he won both the WWE and Universal Championships. The 35-year-old charismatic star undoubtedly has much more to offer in the wrestling business. With his return starting to pick up steam, Steve Carrier from Ringside News recently tweeted that WWE have yet to confirm if they have held talks with Bray Wyatt or not. His name was mentioned to certain creative team members as advance notice that there may or may not be discussions going on, and that the rumor mill is churning about it. In neither a confirmation or a denial of discussions. Bray's best run in WWE arguably came in 2019 when he repackaged himself as a terrifying character, the Fiend. During this time, he faced off against huge stars like Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and Bryan Danielson. Do you think Wyatt will make his return to WWE? Give us your thoughts in the comments section below.
I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I got eyes